Hello, everybody. Today is December 5th, 2013. It's time for episode 4 of Beacon 147 Season 2. Let's go ahead and get this show finally on the road.
All right.
Hello, everybody. We're back once again for episode 4. My name is Thomas, and joining me tonight we have...
My name is Bobby, and this is my friend, Linus, joining us tonight.
You don't have friends.
He doesn't. He paid me.
This is gonna go great.
Yeah, I can already tell. So we're gonna go a little bit different than what we would normally do on one of our shows. A lot has happened in the past couple of weeks. We'll hit that briefly, and then we're just gonna kind of just take some general questions and answers. As you guys know, we have backers on this on the show at varying levels. We've got Bobby, who's the more casual backer. We've got me, who's backed some, and we have an. And then we have a
Lynn here has backed $0.
Yes.
yeah
Practically a blasphemer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick, they did end the annual first anniversary sale. You did get an opportunity to pick up some ships that you might have missed. Did you pick up any in that sale?
Nope.
All right.
I wanted to so bad, but nope.
Yeah, I picked up my missing M50 and my Starfarer, the two ships that were available for sale during the second live stream that I didn't purchase because I purchased the Idris, and so I waited for that sale to pick up that. So I picked up those, so I completed that set there. We also, during the they had a short, brief live stream, which some of you may have watched at the end of this. We sent them pizza in the LA office because we're just, nice people. But they did have during that live stream a special sale where you could get limited edition ships. Of course, they had the Idris up in small quantities as usual during the live stream. But they had the Cyan Scout, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly, and the Banu Merchantman ship. Those were available, of course.
Oh my god, I want that thing so bad.
Yeah, those were available.
It looks like a flying. A lot of people say it looks like a flying whale. I don't get it, but to me it looks.
I'd buy it. I'd buy it if it actually made whale noises as I went through space.
I have an idea. We get in a Banu Merchantman, we fly around the sun really fast, really close to it.
And we travel back in time.
We travel back in time. Or we go the other direction around the sun and go forward in time and then just replay that ship near the the log that was coming toward Earth.
So what do? Go back in time, land on Earth, and just abandon ship and hope that the ship mates with other Banu merchantmen? I don't get it.
Yeah, but to briefly talk about the Banu Merchantman, I'm hearing it compared a lot to the Starfarer. It's just an alien variant of of a large cargo vessel. And the scout ship, it's a scout ship. I mean, that pretty much says it in its name what it does. So those were limited edition. They were only available for that time or for that day. And those were the last two ships that come with the now infamous LTI.
They did confirm though, and apparently, I was reading the forum. Me actually reading the forums.
Blasphemy.
I know. They were talking about this Banu Merchantman and which direction it flew.
It flies with this pointy end forward. It doesn't fly
exactly.
with... Why was this a complicated... Who takes a picture of a ship from the ass end and says, this is your ship. Congratulations,
Yes.
We're going to show you the ass end of your ship. It's just like a car.
If
You
it
always get the
flew-
driver's side front. You
Yeah,
never
yeah.
get anything but that.
Looking at the picture they posted, if it
Technically
flew to the
speaking-
left, it just looked goofy.
I mean, technically speaking, this is space.
Yeah.
I don't know what quite the engines they have in it, but hey, for that much money, if you want to fly ass backwards through space, I think you can.
He's got a point. You can,
I think
if you're not happy with the direction that it flies, you can always just fly everywhere in reverse.
Yeah.
That's very true. I was looking through here
It's
at my...
strategically, actually, that is a better way to go because they have a lot more ship now to get their missiles through before they blow up your cabin.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Except they
Yeah.
would be blowing up your engines, right? Wouldn't that be bad? Where your fuel stores and everything are?
As long as your bridge is not next to your engines.
Who knows? I'm glad though that they confirmed that it does fly the way that it does, because now it looks more badass. It looks aggressive. It looks like a knife cutting through
Yeah.
space.
It kind of looks like something you would stab a sparkly vampire with.
I'm okay with that.
So is there, being a novice,
Mm-hmm.
I have not read anything, but
Do you
We're
know how
looking
to
at a
read?
picture of the Banu ship right now.
I can read.
Good. Okay, good. Okay, just making sure.
So close. Is there a giant cube ship? And is there a giant sphere ship?
We talked
we
about this in
talked
our
about
last
this.
episode.
we did talk about cubes and
That
spheres.
apparently a lot of people believe that is the most efficient ship design.
A cube or the sphere?
Both.
Fuck 'em.
So what do you think is the most efficient ship design?
I want a Dyson sphere. I want.
Oh, so
I
that's
want
like
to
something with
fly
stuff in the middle, right?
a sun, actually.
A sun.
I want the ship that flies with a sun in it.
Well, I wonder how much they would be charging for something like that, or what the pledge price for something
I
like
could
that
see
would
that.
be.
I could see that being $1,000.
I'm maybe add a couple zeros to that.
It probably is literally limited to one. You're right.
Yeah.
They would probably be better just putting that on an auction and just see whoever wants it. You have the only
A
one.
Dyson sphere. My goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, so I went through and looked at all the different pictures of the ships, and I do take it back. I found one where you get a picture of the ass end of the ship and not the front end. And
It's the Bengal carrier, right?
the Bengal carrier is one, but also the Anvil Gladiator bomber. You in your hangar shot, you see the ass end of it. So,
Bobby.
I can't pull that up right now because it's not on sale, and I certainly don't have one.
Yes, he's looking at the store right now, and I would be interested in flying through the galaxy on a mouse pad.
Those
think-
Goliath mouse pads are
Yes.
freaking insane, man.
I think that would be fun. It'd be kind of like a flying carpet, actually.
Yeah. You might have trouble breathing.
That's what space helmets are for.
yeah, spacesuit on a mouse pad. I'm totally down with that. Let's make that happen.
Yeah. We'll see. Might have a little trouble steering too, but thrusters
Yes.
and stuff.
Now, do the ships have shields?
Yes.
They
like
do.
like energy shields?
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
okay.
Powered by the ship's power plant.
So what if
Mm-hmm.
I
I have a feeling we're going way
Yes.
down the rabbit hole.
okay. What if you simply had an engine
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest of the ship was compartment shields?
Compartmentalized shields?
Yes. It could be Wonder Woman's jet in space.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Only that it's awesome. That'd probably be worth like $200.
I'm glad you're not a ship designer, because what's the rule? You can design ships and they'll consider them, but don't suck.
Yeah.
I think that's a golden rule. I think we're entering the sucking
I don't think
category.
so. Sucking awesome.
Yeah. So now that LTI is over, now that the big ship sales are over, the pledge ships are still available for sale.
Yep.
Do you think that the game is going to continue to get the big money donations or pledges that it's been getting?
I was actually talking with some folks on Reddit about this, and because there's someone mentioned the same thing, and so far the numbers don't look like they're affected. Post the huge sale. I mean, during the sale there was like 1.5 million a day. I mean, it was crazy.
Right.
But
I don't know. I
post
think
sale,
we're gonna
I don't see there being a huge difference.
Oh, I think we're going to see a huge drop off, and the reason for
Really?
that is if you look at, I love the way that their website's set up with that crowdfunding timeline. If you pull
Yep.
it apart and look at it by week, and you
Okay.
look at week 46 in funding, well, let's say week 42 through week 46, they didn't have any big ship sales during those
Right.
weeks, and those are.
It looks
all-
like we're sitting around 750,000.
Yeah, I mean those are sub $1 million weeks, except for the exception of 43 in that.
Right.
So I think unless they have limited edition ships, I hate to say it, I don't see them getting another $1 million week. unless they start doing limited edition ships again. Now they don't have to be
Yeah.
LTI, just limited edition ships.
Right.
So I guess that
So
brings up the
during-
speculation, though. Do you think they're going to hit 50? If
Oh,
we're at
but-
30, if we're at 33.8 right now, 33.9 essentially. Do you think people have been kind of throwing around those magic numbers? Do you think we're going to hit 50 at launch?
I do, and here's why. We've been doing all this voting, right, for the next series of ships to come out. You know, the miner, the salvager, the pleasure yacht that was just announced or whatever. I think once they get all of those ships designed, we're going to start seeing them released and put on the store. So when that happens, by the time that happens, the game is going to have more publicity. There's going to be a larger audience. So I think when those ships do come out, a lot of people are going to buy them.
Yeah, no,
If
we're
they're
both
not limited.
Yeah, and we're both veteran backers. So, this didn't apply to us, but this is, for me as a veteran backer, this is the first week I cannot buy a ship with LTI.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, I kind of feel like it's a buyer beware at this point. Because worst case scenario, my ship blows up, but I wait and I get a replacement.
Yeah.
Now, would I spend that kind of money on an Idris Corvette not knowing that I'd be able to get one back? Absolutely not. Now, granted, I know I just have to buy my insurance on it. But there's that, talk about loss. There's that
No, you're right.
$1,200 investment that's not guaranteed to come back to me. If, oh shit, my insurance runs out and I'm on a supply run. I mean, granted, I'm stupid for not having my insurance, but that's a $1,200 investment that's pissed in the wind.
I didn't really think about it that way for the higher dollar ships. Now, if we're talking about Auroras and 300 eyes and stuff like that, but you're right. Yeah, some of those high dollar items people might shy away from. I mean, I think, there. I hate to say it, but there are going to be some idiots out there who do exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
They're going to buy this ship. It's going to be a $1,250 ship, the Idris Corvette. And day one, they're going to get up there and start flying around. They're going to lag or something's going to happen. And they're going to lose their ship and they're going to file a complaint or put in a ticket. And, that's gone. It's gone. They didn't insure it before they took off and started flying around in it. And, man, that's...
I just can't imagine the customer service nightmare they're gonna have, because I'll just be straight up with you. I would feel my first response would be, if I was unlucky enough, I lagged, forgot to get insurance, whatever, my ship's gone. My first thing would be, Sandy, help me, please. And then when Sandy says no, too bad, my next thing is, 1-800 Bank.
No.
I just spent some money on something and it's gone, and per my credit card agreement, it has to be refunded. So I can just imagine the fights that people are going to be experiencing with their banks and with customer service if they lose a $1,200 ship.
Well, here's
Speaking of that might be one reason why, like, other avenues such as the Diablo 3 auction house never offered the real money for hardcore.
Yeah. You're right. In the hardcore version of the game, you died. That's it. Your character's gone. So if they
your stuff is gone.
if they had a real money auction house there, they'd be obligated by, credit companies.
Card member agreements.
To fund those things. Yeah.
Especially since a lot of those those upper end cards even provide free insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stupid to think about that when you're talking about $20, $30, $40, $50 ships, but it's the $1,250 ships. It's the Starfare. That was a pretty significant cost. I mean, it's not money that you would just, I mean, that's going out weekend money. That's a significant chunk.
They may refund that ship to your account, but it'll be that account that you can't ever log into again because it's banned.
Yeah.
But no, I think that the thing about what it sounds like it's going to happen in this game is something that EVE players have experienced for a long time, and that is one, you never fly a ship that you can't afford to lose,
right?
And you have to,
yeah, but there isn't a direct marketplace,
right?
There isn't a cash marketplace,
right? Well, there is
sell your ships,
there is a cash marketplace to buy currency, which allows you to buy the ship. And I think that's how they do it, because you're not buying the ship directly, you're buying the currency in the
You're
game,
buying
and
an
you got the
exchange
currency
medium.
and you spent it, right?
Right.
But I guess the thing in this game is, you have to be able to cope with loss to be able to play a game like this.
And I'm with you, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
But a $50 ship loss is a hell of a lot different than a $1,250
Yeah.
ship loss. And there are going to be those situations. I have fantastic Time Warner cable, which the super and highest residential tier you can purchase. And you and I both know that my internet's about as reliable as smoke signals in the wind with rain. So I mean, okay, so my insurance runs out. I fly back to Terra to get my insurance, and as I'm entering orbit of Terra Prime, I disconnect, and some nice people come in and decided to see my Idris Corvette, and they go to town on it, and it's theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not because I mean, technically I was stupid. I shouldn't have flown it at all without insurance, but
And you should have hired better NPCs.
Hey, 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 there you go.
what up?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm curious to see how that's going to affect shipbuilding or ship purchases in the future.
Yeah.
Not having that fallback LTI, and I'm curious to see if not having that LTI will limit the amount of new pledges that existing pledges make. I mean, I don't see myself making any more purchases without LTI, particularly top dollar purchases, just because there's that.
Did they make a declaration that LTI is no longer available?
Yes.
LTI
As of November 26th, 27th,
something,
Okay.
yeah.
you can no longer buy ships with lifetime insurance built
Now
in.
you can get ships from other people with LTI, and you'll have LTI on that ship that you purchase. But all ships that are purchased after this date from retail sources, non-gray market, will no longer have LTI.
For free.
Yeah, like I have two LTI ships right now.
Yeah.
I could technically sell or
But
give
that's
them
not to
away to
say-
someone else, but they're not buying it from the store.
Yeah, but that's not to say that they may not offer LTI as an upsell. They're just saying that ships are no longer going to come with it as part of it.
Right, you'll be able to buy insurance, but you'll never be able to buy lifetime insurance on And
Well,
I think that's
In the game, like the insurance will be as good as the lifetime insurance, but it'll have different terms. You'll
Yeah.
be able to buy like 1 month, 3 months, whatever.
Yeah.
And it'll work the same way, but it's something that you have to remember to do. And it's I'm sure. I mean, even like in Eve,
I don't think they're going to
Yeah.
be. I don't know. I can't see that the game being more obtuse than what's available in real life here. I mean,
I'm just hoping that they make the process of purchasing insurance seamless. I mean, I love the idea of the immersive quality that I have to go to my insurance broker to buy insurance, but they can auto deduct that shit out of my account at State Farm. These people better be able to auto deduct it.
An insurance agent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Broker.
Sell insurance to other players. Sell insurance to other players.
Yeah.
Hey yo, you flying through my space? You wanna buy some insurance? Yeah.
You don't want to be like the previous guy and get into an accident.
You swimming-
Perhaps right behind that moon.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
So with the currently there's no new ships like on the pledge store.
Yeah.
Can't buy anything. We know we're gonna get more, but currently from this point forward, if they release no new ships, I don't see them hitting 100,000. I think they'll be lucky to hit 100,000, 100 million. I think they'll be lucky to hit 50 million with no new ships.
Well, they may be working on designing some of those new ships that we voted for, but I think you're right. We're probably going to see a lull for a little while, but we've got the dogfighting module coming out, so that's going to kind of keep everybody's attention. And I don't know. I'm thinking in the next few months, maybe February, they'll start to release. Here's the Mustang.
Right.
Or here's something else.
Actually, I can think of a couple of avenues. I can think of one specific avenue if they truly wanted to hit 100 million. I mean, if they're going for biggest dick in the universe. I mean, if they really wanted to push this, because it has a release, some point.
Yeah.
2014, 2015
Yep.
sort of time, So as they get there, I mean, there's already, the fans obviously love this.
Yeah.
So right now they're selling ships.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Ships, mouse pads, shirts,
I
other
can
peripherals.
easily see
Yeah.
6 months before launch, they sell a space station.
They
You know,
surprise everybody with like
uh,
a player housing type of thing,
not just a
or
player. I mean, what if like they set up space stations, satellites, not anticipating a single purchaser, but
mm-hmm.
anticipating guilds now to get behind this. Like, we're gonna pool our money, and we're gonna buy an effing space station
Yeah.
for $20,000.
Well, they have said that there are going to be player-run stations in the game, but there's not a lot of details about them. And when you ask questions about it,
Well, right now,
most
yeah.
most of the time the response is, "Yeah, they'll be in the game. We got some really cool plans, but we don't really know anything."
Yeah, they're not
yet."
gonna be on sale until 6 months before.
Yeah,
Well,
and I know this is going to happen. We're going to get a YouTube comment. Someone's going to correct me on that. So,
Speaking of YouTube comments, I have a comment about a YouTube comment, but go ahead.
You got a comment about a YouTube comment?
Yes.
Go ahead. What do you got?
Okay. All right. So I think there was a little bit of a misunderstanding about what I was talking about as
About
far
the
as
console
consoles.
stuff?
About consoles. All right.
Okay.
So let me be very clear in this. I did not say at any point that you could not build a computer for $500 that would be weaker than a console. You could build a computer for $500 that will be stronger than than one of the next gen consoles. What I did say, and I stand behind 100%, is you cannot build a computer that will last for $500 as long as the next generation will.
Yeah.
You won't be able to do it. And if you think I'm wrong, think of the Xbox 360 and Sony PlayStation 3 when they came out. You could have bought a very powerful computer, but you would have been using Intel Pentium 4 processors and 700, NVIDIA 780 or 7800s. Good luck playing a AAA next gen title currently on that hardware.
Are you saying that I can't build a computer for $500 that's going to play Battlefield 9 when it comes out in 10 years?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
My rebuttal to that is, I also remember with both of those having red rings of death within 3 months of purchasing it. So,
right.
I mean, now granted that may have been during the warranty. As a support guy, I also remember a lot of those happening the 13th month.
Oh yes, with a 1 year warranty.
Yes.
What my point was is that there's no greater value per hardware bit throughout the lifetime of 10 years, 7 to 10 years, than in a console. When you average that shit out, if you're going to be playing AAA titles, there's no better hardware dollar cents value than a console. Doesn't mean consoles are better, doesn't mean they're superior, doesn't mean anything, doesn't mean you have more options. All I am saying is if you want to play games for the next 5 to 10 years from EA, Ubisoft, Activision, you will not be able to do it on a PC that you build for $500. You'll be able to do it for the first year or two, maybe 3, but not 5 or 10 years from now.
You sound very passionate about this, Thomas.
Well, I mean,
it seems like you've done a lot of thinking.
I mean, I may have posted a parts guide in response to this person's parts guide and said, please let me know how playing, Assassin's Creed Black Flag would be on your Intel Pentium 4 with, 2 gigabytes of RAM. I'm just curious to see how that would look, because that would have been what you could have bought for $500 when the Xbox 360 came out. That's all I'm saying.
Got a point.
But anyway, so back to the topic at hand. So we know we're going to get new ships. We voted on them. We've got the next great Starship, YouTube reality Vimeo show of the century, where they're going to be building new ships for us that we can watch and see.
Yep.
We know we're getting beautiful locales. Going back to that space station idea, let's speculate. How would they do that? I don't think it's going to be anything remotely one user, it's mine forever, because the economy doesn't support that. The dynamic, the way that the regions are controlled would never support that.
Well,
what about renting?
For one thing, we're talking about the lifetime insurance. So I could easily see that despite the cost, and again, if they came out with a space station, it would be priced well beyond the means of of one user.
Yeah.
So I can also see that the space stations aren't going to come with insurance. They're going to be very durable. They're going to sustain, but
Yeah.
if you get in over your head, it blowed up.
Yeah. You know, maybe they'll
I
do
see them
something
being. I
like
see them
this.
being persistent though. I don't see them
Yeah.
being destroyable. I could see you
Well, then that's
renting
not fun.
them. I see you rent them.
I see. I kind of going along with your idea there, Thomas, about renting. Maybe that's what they'll do. Maybe they'll put space stations in various parts of space that are kind of out
Less,
there, like
yeah,
outer ring.
less than fully civilized.
Right. Well, but also have it set up where you rent space there for your guild or corporation or religious organization or whatever, and you can dock there, and it's a persistent thing that cannot be destroyed, cannot be whatever, and it's just like a little hub where you can drop off supplies in that region of space that you have to pay for, with credits. So if you want to run a mining operation in that area of space, you guys go out there, do all your mining, drop the ore off there, then have your traders ferry that stuff into safer space,
Right.
break it all down. Standard, stuff. But as far as player-owned stations, like something that's created in universe, floating around wherever players want, I don't think the game will support that
I don't
because
either.
the way that they've got it set up right now is you've got the different systems in the game, and each system has a series of waypoints. It's not open space, so
Right.
you can't just I'm in the Terra system or whatever, and I'm gonna fly from one end of the system to the other. You have waypoints, so you have to fly from waypoint 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to get across the system. I might, from what I understand, that's how it works. I think you have to autopilot between waypoints to travel. So, and that's when all these events and stuff are, generated and stuff like that. But I don't think they're gonna, unless they have specific waypoints where it's like, okay, at this waypoint, this is gonna be one huge waypoint, and we're gonna allow, one or two player stations here. I think it'd be really hard to implement using the system that they're using.
I think so
I
too.
don't. I don't know.
So-
Well, I mean, ultimately, they're in control of it. So, I mean, the space stations themselves would be a limited resource. I mean, going into it, if they did offer it, they know that they're only going to offer, let's say, 20. And let's
Yeah.
say they also know that it's going to be in this quadrant, period. This isn't going to be a mobile,
Right.
Yeah.
there's starships for that.
Right.
This is a station.
Yeah.
It's going to be there. It'd be pretty interesting for a guild to get together. Everybody put in $10, you buy it, you own this, and then you sublease that to other guilds. That would be pimp.
It'd be kind.
Especially a guild
If
of
they did
insurance
something like
brokers.
that, insurance brokers. If they did something like that, though, I mean, because everything in the game that they've said is capturable.
Mm-hmm.
You're flying a ship around. They can say, "Oh, hey, we'll kill you, and your character will lose one of its 9 lives or whatever," or you can just freaking eject and we'll take your shit and leave.
Mhm.
Right.
So if they did that, those stations would need to be capturable too. So you land on the station, you get out, kill the enemy, and stay there for a while to claim sovereignty of that station. I could see something like that happening.
Yeah.
Because that's a fundamental thing of a sandbox space sim. It's
Well, I'm sorry. That's also
territory changes
80,
hands.
90% of every,
Everything ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, of science fiction,
Yeah.
movies, books, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
There is conquest.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my idea. Let's go down this crazy train.
The crazy train. Uh-oh.
Crazy train's leaving the station. So we have stations that are fixed, X number of them. RSI, Cloud Imperium, whatever, they run them out for, let's say, 1 month terms. So I pay collectively with my guild $1,000, and this money's just hypothetical money. So I spend $1,000 to rent Station A in Quadrant A. So I've got AA station for a month for $1,000. Now the station can't be destroyed.
Okay.
And I have sole access to it. I've granted everyone in the Chosen's fleet access to Station AA. for a month. They can go in, no problems, drop their shit off, go up, fly away. Now, jackasses from, Jackass Guild come by and go, you know what?
Not
We
Chosen.
want to take Station AA from the Chosen.
The
Chosen
overbooked.
has their 1 month lease on it.
Those sons of bitches.
So jackasses come in. The automatic defense measures of the space station start fighting
Would
off
imagine
jackass.
A lot of turrets.
Yeah, a lot of turrets. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're fighting them off. We're fighting them off with our automated station defense. Our chosen people hop out, start fighting the jackasses, and jackasses are obliterated. Station's fine. We continue on for our next few days. Jackasses get really mad at us, and they bring in jackasses 2. So we got 2 jackass guilds coming in trying to blow up my station. We don't have any ships left. We lost them in the first
So
invasion.
basically, what you're saying is we're getting sandwiched by jackasses.
By 2
Yeah.
shitty movies.
Yeah. So now we're getting assaulted from both sides. We don't have any ships left, and they overpower Station AA. I think that the jackasses should be able to then assume Station AA for the remainder of our lease.
Okay.
And if we want it back, we fight it and get it back. And then jackasses at the end of our lease, if they want to keep Station AA, they have to buy it for the $1,000. To continue,
Or it goes up for
continue their
sale?
lease, or it goes up for sale and they're evicted. And
Yeah.
that's just kind of how it's done. So if you're buying it, all you're buying is access to it while it's under your control. It's got some defense mechanisms, and you can allow whoever you want into it. But if you lose it, it's not your. You can fight and get it back, and you have it for the remainder of your lease. But if you lose it, it's gone, and whoever takes it, it's
Yep.
theirs for the remainder of their term.
It makes it so that you have to make a smart decision saying, hey,
Right.
We're going to buy this thing. And
Station
for a
AA is
month.
near a mining,
Well, I think there's a
asteroid
couple
belt.
issues actually with that. There's a couple of issues.
Okay.
The first one is, well, I think the first issue is, because every time Bobby comes over, he's always, oh, look at this video. So I've seen a little bit, and it does seem like with the hangars, there is going to be almost a first person aspect
Yep.
to this. You're
Yep,
going
there
to
is.
park the ship, get out. So I
Shoot
say
people.
you take over the base when you shoot every asshole on the inside.
yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
Not
Yeah.
park on it and
the little
Oh,
bar
yeah,
goes
yeah.
down. Oh, yeah.
No. This was the
So
full shabam. Like you're gonna have
you
to
have
take
a
down the
raiding
station
party,
defenses.
you go
You're gonna have
in
to take
and-
down all of our ships.
You shoot everybody. You
Yeah.
hack the turret consoles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's that. Now, in regards to the renting, who are you renting it from?
You were renting
Because-
it from the game developer, so they can get continuing income after this game is launched.
Then there should be some sort of. I mean, that should be represented by some sort of semi-official body. There's, probably NPCs.
UEE.
I mean, there
Like,
should
like an
be
NPC company, like, Drake Interplanetary Mining Coalition.
Yeah, they should.
Or the United
just-
Earth Empire.
If
Yeah.
you're,
United
if
Empire
you're
of
renting it from them and some pirates come in, take it over, I'm sorry, they should show up with some sort of armada
Yeah.
and clean house. Now at that point, yeah, you may have to your lease per the terms may be null and void because
Yeah.
you couldn't protect it. That's fine.
Right.
But here's the issue. It's like, why, if that's all it takes is you just got to take it over and just shoot whoever shows up, then why even rent it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just go in
be
there
a
and take
pirate.
it?
Yeah, just go take it all the time.
Well, there are people out there who are anti-piracy.
Pussies.
Epic. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I like the idea I like the idea of Cloud Imperium making money after this game is live.
Well, they
and I
need
like
to,
the
definitely.
idea. I like the idea of them making money on things other than ship sales, just like we've talked about in previous episodes back in season 1. The idea of them renting private servers, so you can buy it. Your hardware's already ready to go. You don't have to worry about bandwidth and
Yep.
hardware and all that bullshit. I like this idea as well because it's another way for them to have income. It makes sense though what you're saying, that pirates. Why would you ever pay for it if you could just take it over? So
Wait, they sit there in the same system, and it's like, oh, look, somebody literally just bought a month. Let's go take it from them.
Yeah.
Let's go.
yeah,
let's go.
so
ruin their $1,000 box.
instead of the pirates then being able to take over the station, they can just kick you out, and that
It's
station,
still yours,
that
but
that
you know,
But
no,
even
no, 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 you
even
lose
when
it.
even when the month is up, though, they're not going to renew. They're just going to fight off the NPCs at that point and just say, "Hey, it's our base. F you."
Yeah, I kind of like his idea that you once, if we rented it, we lost it to Jackass 1 and 2. Our lease is void. The pirates can't take over it, but they have prevented us from getting it back. So
Yep.
there's no longer a space station there for that we can use to mine this asteroid belt that we found. The UEE or Drake Interplanetary comes by, cleans up the base. It takes them the rest of that month lease to clean it up. It's not really attackable. There's no reason to do that while it's being repaired.
yep,
And once that lease pops up again, someone else can buy it, but there's no way to get it back
yeah.
unless you renew your lease. I kind of like that. I think that
Yep.
takes
Well, it's
care
kind
of
of like this is the closest thing I can think of, but like Guild Wars 2, right? World versus World.
right.
You get in there, your guild captures a keep, and you go up to the keep master and say, "Hey, I'm going to claim this for my guild." It's like, "Okay, your emblem's on it," and it's like, "Woohoo, yeah!" Then you just run away and let someone capture it. Well, if you spend $1,000 for that freaking keep and you were just like, "Woohoo, we got it," then just run off and someone captures it, you're an idiot.
Right.
So, it's if you're gonna spend the whatever, it's probably not gonna be $1,000.
Yeah,
but I mean,
we're just hypothetically throwing out money.
if I spend $1,000, if we collectively gathered $1,000 and purchased a 1 month lease for a space station, we better make damn sure
10 cents per turret.
that we that we defend it, right?
Yeah, I mean, this would come down to like all the number one rule in real estate: location.
Yep.
So, I mean, if a newly discovered system is there and it's got all these vast resources, I want that station so we can exploit it. We can do our quest hub, we can do our selling and our smelting and all this other bullshit.
Yep.
And if we lose that station, well, tough titty.
Yeah, that's it. I like it.
So
I'd rather own it.
I don't want to own it.
Yeah.
I'd rather own it. And I
Maybe
would
you
get
can buy
Death Star.
small stations.
The Death Star.
Death Star.
Death Star.
Yeah.
Okay.
The most Death Star.
Most Death Star. Oh my gosh.
One.
It just combined all the turrets into one turret,
Gen A.
so it just shoots one big laser.
Gen A
And when
1,
it
Gen
when
A
it
2.
does it,
I
the,
would.
the space station starts moving in one direction because it
can't move.
oh, it can't move ever. Okay, dang.
Yeah.
I was going to say the space station had hydraulics and it was just
Unless
bouncing in
all the
space.
ships get out
And
with
push.
grappling hooks.
Grappling.
Play.
Space grappling hooks.
Yeah. Well, I think that's really kind of a good point to cut it off for
Yeah.
for this week's episode. And we talked a lot about, space stations.
Yeah.
It's no moon; it's a space station.
Yep.
And I do want
be.
to apologize for all of you watching on our video podcast and our YouTube channel. This shit baby blue color is temporary. I'm in the process of remodeling, so yeah, it kind of looks shitty at the moment. But we're working on it. It'll be better. So
Yay.
yeah. Yes.
What?
Yes.
What do you want to say? he's got a comment. It's like right
Yes,
there.
Yes, go ahead and just upvote on this video if you want him to paint his room black.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Like this video if you want Thomas to paint his room black. Hopefully we'll get a like.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Oh.
So I've got like 5 colors I'm
Gunmetal
trying to
gray.
determine. Yeah, it's gonna be like like a nice beigey, tan, boring color, I think.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Puss.
Well, anyway, we definitely want to welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
Uh,
Well,
Yeah, it was very awesome having
Pleasure.
a guest host. Thank you. For all of you who are watching and listening in, if you're watching on the YouTubes, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me I'm an idiot for thinking that consoles are a better monetary investment for 10 years if you want to play AAA titles.
I'm sure they will.
Put those comments out there. Like us on the give us a review on the iTunes. On the iTunes, we had a reviewer on the iTunes, which if I was a better host than what I was, I would have it remembered who it was. But you know who you are, and we thank you for leaving us a 5-star glowing review on the iTunes. So as well, you can always email us at beacon1. What is it? Show at beacon147.
Yep. Show at beacon147.net.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We thank you guys for tuning in. This is Thomas. I'm out for the night.
Bobby and Lynn, we're out of here.
thank you.
Thank you guys.